We'll talk about our confidence in the Oklahoma Sooners defense on our next episode. But next, we got to talk about another big win for Porter Moser. We'll discuss that coming up next here on Lars.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks again for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there tuning in. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast. Also, go check out Locked On Thunder with our guy, Rylan Stiles, getting you all the insight and information on everything that's happening with the Oklahoma City Thunder during their what's going to be a great playoff run, man. I'm excited to see what SGA and those boys do. Again, as a lifelong Thunder fan. No, recently converted Dallas Mavericks fan because of Nico Harrison and Luka Doncic. But listen, this is going to be another fascinating basketball season for Oklahoma basketball because they're having to retool again on the fly. Now, they kept some big-time players in Mohammed Weggy and Dayton Forsyth and added a really nice recruiting class. But they've also done some really good work in the transfer portal with Porter Moser leading the way, and they've added Xavier Brown out of St. Joe's. This is a dude that averaged 17 points per game for the Hawks, of St. Joe Hawks last season. He had 14 games of 20 points or more, including 20 against Texas Tech in a win. That's a solid win. He had another 20-point game against Virginia Commonwealth, strong basketball program. He had 18 against Dayton, 20 against Davidson. So this is a dude that can fill it up, man. He's a good player, 42.1% shooter from the field, a 30% free throw shooter or 3-point shooter, but another point guard that we talked about it before. It gives the Sooners the opportunity to play Nigel Pack at the shooting guard position where that dude really thrives.
Yeah, you can allow him to shoot the ball. Like you said, that's where he thrives. And so Xavier Brown, his stepfather is now a coach here at Oklahoma, and he's supposedly really good at coaching shooters. So if that is the case, Oklahoma just added themselves another big piece from the transfer portal. That's three transfers so far, and it sounds like Oklahoma is still in the hunt for some additional pieces. But you got Kai Rogers coming in, Andreas Hoyst coming in from Denmark, then Alec Blair, the small forward, coming in. So 6 new players will be coming in, and I think eight have left. So not bad. A little bit of a refresh, but I think you did upgrade with Brown and Pack as your guard play, and you still get T. Davis, who also came in from Notre Dame. So Oklahoma's out here. This team could be better than they were last year if Porter can make it all work together with the returning guys and these. There's some cohesion, and there's actual feels like there's a game plan. I think Oklahoma can be a true threat next season.
Yeah, I think one of the things that held them back a little bit at times is just the consistency shooting the ball. Now, if they get more consistency, which, again, a guy like Nigel Pack, he's really good from 3. If they add another guy that can hit from downtown regularly, that helps open everything else up in Porter Moser's offense that does create a lot of 3-point opportunities. It's just you got to have the guys that are going to hit those on a regular basis. Now, you're not going to have a Jeremiah Fears. Like, you don't have a potential lottery pick on the team. You've got guys with a lot of potential, guys like Hoyst and Blair and Kai Rogers. Like, a lot of people are really, really high on Kai Rogers' game. Yeah. And you're adding another big, which you needed. You got Weggy, who was really good down the stretch for Oklahoma, especially after Sam Godwin got hurt. He came through in big moments for the Sooners, played a lot of big minutes down the stretch in the SEC tournament, in the NCAA tournament. So you get him back, and that brings you a veteran presence in the middle. But then you got Hoyst and you got Rogers that you're adding in, and then don't forget about Cool Attack. I mean, the 4-star player out of my alma mater, actually, Haltom High, there in Haltom City, Texas.
Okay,
that dude's he's a big. He just needs to add some girth to him. Like, he's just a rail. So if they can add some weight, get him a little Schmitty built on the basketball side of things, then he'll be good to go too. It's just you've got to continue to develop him. And listen, Dayton Forsyth, like, he may not be on everybody's NBA draft radar, but the dude's just a gamer, and you've got to have those kind of glue guys in your program. And he's going to continue to play significant minutes, even though Oklahoma's brought in 2 veteran guards, he's going to get a lot of minutes still because he proved capable when he got those minutes down the stretch in SEC play and again in the NCAA tournament. And he'll continue to get better and he'll continue to develop. But you've got a roster that's capable of getting back into the NCAA tournament mix. And I think with the additions that they've got on the interior with a Tay Davis, with Kai Rogers, potentially they've got better depth inside than what they had last year when so much of the game was reliant upon Sam Godwin. They've got better depth inside, I think.
And that's the good thing, as you mentioned, that they added a lot of, they added 3 dudes that average double digits, 13, 15, and 17 respectfully. So you had guys that can actually put up numbers and have put up numbers, proven numbers in college basketball, so the bigger thing for Oklahoma is now just being, like you said, consistent on the shooting, consistent on the making shots, making threes. And I think you can do that with Pack and Brown. I don't have too many concerns with those two. Those give me a little bit more confidence in what Porter Moser is going to be able to do, even though I'm still on the train of he should probably be fired. But hey, he didn't take a job anywhere else, so we're going to keep him for as long as he's going to be here until he gets that job in the Midwest.
Well, and listen, this is a great opportunity to continue to build the program. Having continuity helps. And Porter Moser, man, that dude can generate some buzz. Now it's a matter of building on that. And he's built upon the NCAA tournament appearance, and the guys that they're getting in the transfer portal are coming from places that are better basketball programs than what they were doing a year before, right? When they were getting guys from High Point and Directional California School. And I can't remember where all these guys came from, but nobody was coming from a major college program, right? They were all coming from lower level. I wouldn't even call them mid majors. Some of them were low majors, programs, but you're getting a guy from a Nigel Pack out of Miami. You're getting Tay Davis out of Notre Dame, St. John's out of the Atlantic 10. The Atlantic 10 may be a mid-major conference, but it's a basketball conference. It's like the Big East, right? You're going to play basketball in the Atlantic 10. So what they've done is they had a tournament team. They built on it through the portal, and they're recruiting higher level talent, I think, than what they did last year.
So all it takes is for you to get just the right players together that want to work hard and just contribute the number that you could kind of look at this as Moneyball. If you really want to think about it, like Billy Bean did, it's get enough dudes that will pull up double-digit numbers on a regular basis consistently and feel comfortable with that number. You might lead yourself to the ability to get yourself around 70, 80 points a game and win. Now I got to see what the defense look like. That's a big question for me.
Yep. Just get back to the tournament. If you can make it back to the tournament back-to-back years, I think you're onto something. You got a nice trajectory ahead of you. And that's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Thanks so much for tuning in and being a part of the show. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're free and available on all podcast platforms, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Hit that subscribe button over on YouTube and that notification bell to let you know when new episodes drop. Also, for your second listen of the day, go check out the Locked On NFL Draft Show with our guy Damian Parson and Keith Sanchez as your favorite collegiate players. Get ready for the next level. Get the latest draft rankings, rumors, and news every day. Find Locked On NFL Draft on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. It's draft week. The NFL draft is upon us. Where will Danny Stutzman go? Where will Billy Bowman go? Will Ethan Downs get selected? We'll find out this weekend, but go check out Locked On NFL Draft. Jay, are you a fan of draft day?
I am a big draft day person. I was very addicted to draft day as a child. I used to write down every single pick for the NBA and NFL, regardless of the fact that it would be in the newspaper the next day. I just did it because I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I am a very big draft person still. I'll be tuned in, and hopefully Oklahoma can maintain its streak of 22 consecutive drafts with at least 3 people drafted.
Yeah, when we lived in Ethiopia, I'd be up till all hours of the night watching the NFL draft. One, covering it, writing about it, but also just excited to see what the Dallas Cowboys were going to do. So hopefully my Dallas Cowboys don't make me sad. They will. We'll have to talk favorite draft moments here on a show this week before we get to the NFL draft, because I've got some fun times. But also Draft Day, the movie with Kevin Costner, Jennifer Garner. Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Our man Chadwick Boseman, R.I.P. As Vontae Mack. no matter what. Vontae Mack, no matter what. So anyway, make sure you go follow Jay at Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, over on YouTube. You can follow me at John 9 Williams. The show is at Locked On Sooners, wherever you like to do your social media stuff. Go follow us there as well. But until next time, he's Jay Smith. I'm John Williams. We'll talk to you then. Boomer.
Sooner. One more time. Let's go.
Let's go. Vontae Mack, no matter what.